Gratitude. Mickey, infinite gratitude. Get your heart needs in. Peace, 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 my loves. Welcome to All Things Mastery Live, where we learn these principles, practices to do what? Master ourselves so we can master our reality. And we do that by gaining the necessary information that is what already within us. And I'm here as your expert self-mastery educator and mentor to remind you of some things. And today, somebody say today we are on fire. Today we're about to dispel some misconceptions. Today we're about to set a couple of people free. Infinite gratitude, tell the truth. Hey, my love, what's going on? So, welcome TikTok family, welcome YT family, welcome FBIP family, and I am newly streaming on Twitch. So we'll see how that go after today, because this is my new stream. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'll check the back end of it. So welcome in. Feel free to comment. Feel free to engage with one another, because this is what we do here. This is not a monologue. This is a conversation that you and I are having. This is a conversation that the collective needs to hear, right? This is not a dictatorship. I'm not talking at you. I am talking to you, and I am talking with you because I am you. So welcome in. First and foremost, we want to give honor. Welcome in. Infinite gratitude, boundless gratitude to the infinite source of life, which gives us all life. Infinite source, infinite boundless gratitude to nature, to the cosmos, to God concept, whatever you deem it may be. Infinite gratitude for granting me and you the honor to be able to serve one another, to be able to uplift one another, to be able to righteously correct one another. So if you're feeling a little bit sensitive, you probably want to stick around, okay? Because it's in the uncomfortable, it's in our uncomfort where we grow. And today I'm going to help some of y'all get free. So how about we get started with what happened? What had happened was today, for those of you who are new to me, my name is Venus, and I am an expert self-mastery educator and mentor, and I have been teaching countless of men and women for the past 15 years on many things centered around metaphysics, quantum physics, quantum mechanics, psychology, alchemy, all of the different things. So welcome. You'll get to know me soon. Okay. I really love your stream and enjoy being part of your fan community. Would you mind adding me up on Discord? My username is Snack Attack. Absolutely. I appreciate your comment over there on Twitch. That is my very first comment. So infinite gratitude to you. Welcome in. I am new to the streaming platform, and I will get to that as soon as we end this live. So let's get back to it today. So what happened today? It wasn't a typical day. None of my days are typical. Okay. They're all amazing. They are all beautiful. However, I ran across this is one of the same creators that are out there in the multiverse and on these social media streets using my verbiage, using my principles and my teachings in the way I do it. Now, I'm not the type of person that'll call you out by name, but I will call your action out. I'm not the type of person that do the social media TikTok typing thugging. I'm not her. But it just, something in me, and it was causing me just to rise. Something in me was just rising a little bit. However, the real thing that was getting me is that not only was she attempting to mimic my teachings, right? Now I get it. We all are inspired by other people. We all learn from other people. We all are educated from different people. We are all educated from different sources that we pull upon: nature, our DNA, the metaphysics of it all. I get it. However, mimicking somebody to the T, plagiarizing someone else's Unique intellectual property. Now that's a no-no. And I already clapped back at those who was doing that in the past. So we revisited this thing. And so I'm like, you know what? The thing that really bothers me is that you're not just attempting to regurgitate my teachings that are centered in truth, centered in righteousness, centered in facts, not feelings, facts, centered in my 15 plus years of study. And because you don't know what you're talking about, because you just want to regurgitate to gain fame, fortune, and sound like you know what you're talking about for your own personal gain, you are misleading people. You are misleading the youth. You are misleading other beautiful souls who have impressionable minds. You, my love, are unrighteously manipulating people, pressing on their pain points just so you can get a like, just so you can get a favor, just so you can get an extra dollar. And I said, you know what? Today was All Things Mastery Infinite Circle meeting for my personal community. But today I said, you know what? This message is for the masses. And whoever is supposed to be here is supposed to be here. So infinite gratitude for granting us life, for granting us abundance in all beautiful things, for granting us the experiences that we experience. Infinite gratitude for allowing me to be an inspiration. And as always, we give you the interplays between who you are and who you want to be. The core interplays between what you desire and the proven systems to achieve it. Why? Because wisdom, divine wisdom in psychology says that understanding your design is imperative to how you experience life. So if you're wondering why, okay, things ain't working out for you, if you're wondering why you keep attracting and manifesting and creating, whatever word you choose, pick one because they're all true. Why you keep attracting these people who are no good for you, who cannot help carry you to your divine destinations. Not destination, we have destinations. Why do you keep experiencing the same lessons that you were supposed to learn and should have learned the first time, right? And why are these top pain points so imperative? Why is the masses still? Golden child, how are you, my love? Blissful rise to you. Why are so many of us still experiencing financial insecurity? Why aren't so many of us in our purpose, embodying fulfillment? Why aren't we fulfilled? We're unfulfilled. Why so many of us are mentally distorted and have so many dysfunctional biases, right? Why we're not experiencing mental peace, belonging. There's reasons for that, okay? There's a time for everything. And in this season, we rising. In this season, we awaken. In this season, we're getting uncomfortable with being comfortable with mediocrity. In this season, we are separating those who won't and connecting with those who will. And that's the difference between many of us, because there are those who won't because they are not willing to do, and there are those that will because they are willing to do. And these are the ones. Peace, Nicole. How are you, my love? Welcome in. So we're gonna get started. So that's what really got me, right? Because I genuinely want to help. I genuinely want to help many of you evolve and elevate. And I have to hold myself accountable. So I'm not here just to serve correction and notice to you. I'm here to serve correction and serve notice to myself too. Okay? Because sometimes we can get warped up. Sometimes we can forget the depth of our purpose while being here on this earth. And yes, I still operate as a coach, but I know many of y'all want money. Many of y'all think money is the it all be all. So what did I do? Because I want to help right? And because I am an alchemist, I said, you know what, Venus, let me create a mastery course that will show people how to align with consistent money flow. And it's not that it's incorrect teachings, it's not that it's irrelevant, it is relevant. It is that that isn't the way in which we should be going right now. We are focusing on the wrong shit right now. And that is by design. That is by design. It is by design that we are focused on the materialism and materialistic things of the world. It is by design that we were miseducated and misinformed. It is by design that we have a lot of us are under spells right now. It is all by design. And I'm about to help a lot of y'all get free today. Okay? Can somebody say, set me free? The truth shall set you free. And this is what we going. So let's get something very clear. Many of y'all favorite mentors, coaches, educators need to take a pause and have several seats, and do some in-depth studies. Relearn to re-educate. If mentoring and educating and being a coach is one of your purposes, that is not me to take it away. However, what is one of our purposes is to educate. Tiana, how are you, my love? Is to correct in righteousness, right? And if you are a leader of anybody or anything and you are for the upliftment of the people, you also should be okay with being righteously corrected. I see you, Lord. You set me free. Okay? No one is without correction. I'm correcting myself right now because I too said, you know what? Let me just create a course that's around money. And that's never been my thing. I teach self-mastery and money mastery is included. But just because it's included, I told myself a long time ago that I was not going to dwell in that realm because it is not the most important thing that we should be focused on. Now, I'm not saying that a lot of y'all are not in situations financially that is causing y'all a lot of grief. Blissful rise, Tiana, how are you, my love? That is calling y'all, that's causing y'all a lot of confusion and anxiety and depression. That's not what I'm saying. However, if you never sit yourself down and be still for a moment to remember who you are, there is nothing that you can be without because you're the creator. You're the co-creator of everything. So when you understand divine principles, mastery principles, you understand and you know with confidence that there's nothing that you cannot have. You don't have to be suffering the way that you do. You don't have to be in despair the way that you are. You don't have to be desperate for anything. You don't have to worry about bill collectors. You don't have to worry about the broken systems, the racism, politics. You don't have to worry about none of that if you understood and remembered who you were. If you were just willing to place yourself at the top of your priority list, because people place value on what and who they prioritize. And so you are a huge walking billboard system that says, I'm desperate for money, because that's what you prioritize. You are a huge walking billboard system that says, I'm desperate for companionship, because that's what you prioritize. You are a huge walking billboard for come and take advantage of me because I don't have no confidence. Come lead me because I'm unable to lead myself. You are a huge billboard for all of this. So no wonder why you are powerless to take authority over your frequency, because you keep allowing other people to unrighteously manipulate and cipher off of your precious energy. So it don't matter what you want. It don't matter if you want money, you want fortune, you want fame, you want love, you want good companionship. The poet, how are you, my love? Blissful rise. It don't matter what you want. If you don't start remembering who you are, baby, you are going to not only suffer in this lifetime, you're going to suffer in a lifetime to come until you finally get it. Right? So many of y'all mentors and educators, you need to sit y'all ass down and go read some more, go within, go meditate some more. But first learn the skill set of meditation going within, because that's what's required. It is beyond disturbing how we are consistently hearing incorrect, misguided, sacred wisdom and esoteric intelligence be propagated and exploited for your self-serving needs. Why? Because you don't give a damn about the people who you saying you care about, because you're constantly miseducating them. You're constantly misleading them. You're constantly pulling and pressing on their pains just so you can profit. Ashe, can I get an amen? This is Sunday church, isn't it? This is Sunday church, isn't it? This is Sunday church, isn't it? And I'm sure some of y'all may not want to hear it, but some of y'all need to hear it. Ashe, infinite gratitude for the support follow, right? The GMOs of the beings, the humans, the beast of the world. And this is what I'm saying by start educating yourself. Start learning the spells that you speak. Start learning the language that you're speaking. When I'm saying language, I don't mean English. I mean the frequency dialect that you're speaking. Understand what you're speaking and who is speaking to you. Being a human means that you are a sea monster. You are a sea creature. This is why I refer to you as beautiful souls. But there are GMOs out there, genetically modified offspring of the creatures that created the creatures. This is one of the reasons why the few of us are living a life of an abundance of all things that we want. All things that we need, desire, whatever it may be, without the strife, without the hustling, without the going backwards, without the keep falling, without the ignorance, without all of the addictions. Sacred teachings was sacred for a reason. Sacred teachings and being initiated into the sacredness of those teachings was sacred, not because they didn't want everybody to know, even though the reasons are few, is because many would use it and perpetrate and use it to abuse. Right? Sacred teachings was sacred, not widespread, simply because they didn't want us to know. It wasn't because they was trying to hoard the wisdom that can set you free. It was because your higher self, for many of you, knew that you wasn't ready for the truth, because you're so addicted to the things of this world. You're so addicted to your lower nature. You can't see past your problems. You can't see past your struggles. You can't see past the fancy things and the shiny blings. You can't see past it. So this is why you're still stuck in the lower dimensions of lower states of consciousness. It's not rocket science, my loves. It's facts. It's physics. So protecting the integrity and the authority of this sacred wisdom, it is only given to those who won't abuse it. It is only given to those who have the discipline not to misuse it. It is only given to those who are consciously aware enough to know whom can receive it and whom it's not ready to receive, right? Sacred wisdom isn't for anyone. Sacredness is sacred for a reason, and many of you are under spells of master unrighteous manipulators and don't even know it. But yet you're crying and screaming and begging and borrowing and talking about the most stupidest shit on the internet. You're worried about the wrong things when your soul is at cost. What is your ignorance costing you? Peace conscious, how are you, my love? How we doing? What is your ignorance costing you? What is your unwillingness costing you? What is your de-elevating costing you? What is your this thrill that you have for to be this? What is your addictions causing you? Come on now. Yes, come on, somebody. Come on, somebody, poet. Come on, somebody, poet. What are they costing you? What are they costing you? A lot of you wasn't purposed to be a millionaire in this lifetime. A lot of you wasn't purposed to be millionaires this time. And you are swimming backwards against the current, trying to be the first one in your family, trying to be the first millionaire in your family, trying to be the first curse breaker in your family. Some of y'all are living without your divine purposes. A lot of y'all don't even understand your assignment and wondering why you're so fucking miserable. Why? Because somebody told you it was cool to be a millionaire. Somebody told you that it was your divine inherited right to be a millionaire. But how many of you know that there are higher conscious levels? There is more to life than what you are addicted to and what you currently are seeing, what you currently are envisioning. There is more to life than being the first millionaire. What about your soul? What about your life? Do you care about you? Do you care about your children? You will never succeed if you're without your divine purposes. And some of you can't sit with yourself without fidgeting or wanting to be around someone or feel like doing something long enough for you to understand the thoughts behind the thoughts that you're having. Is it my thoughts or is it somebody else's thoughts? Who's controlling you? I told y'all going to do two things when you come into this realm, when you get to a mature age. You are either going to be mastered or mastered. And a lot of y'all are still mastered and you think you're not. You're under the delusion that you're making the decisions. You the one that say who, say what, say when, say why, say where. You're not the one making the decisions, because if you are, you would be at peace and have gratitude with what you are and who you are and what you have now. You would be at peace understanding that maybe you wasn't purposed to be the millionaire. You would be at peace knowing that you're not supposed to be the next social media radiant star. You would be at peace knowing that you're at peace just being who you are. Ashe somebody. Energy harvesting is real, my loves. Energy harvesting is real. It's not that you are powerless. It's that you don't understand you enough. You don't understand things that involve you enough. We're going to get into the universal principles. You don't understand this manipulating without you even knowing. Somebody say, what do you mean, Venus? What do you mean, Venus? I don't know what it means, but it's getting the people going. It's provocative. The truth is provocative. Wisdom is provocative. Yes, Child Golden. Yes, Ashe. I see y'all. I see y'all. Best viewers on stream.com. Remove the space. I don't know what that is, but good for you. What is energy harvesting? First and foremost, thank you, Loyal P. I love you for that. Energy harvesting. Do you not understand that your essence, i.e., your energy, i.e., your vibration, i.e., your frequency, i.e., your consciousness, i.e., is your divinity? It is the thing that they have been after that other people are after. Why? Because in order for anybody to do anything, they need energy. This is why they have solar powers. This is why we have the sun. This is why we have the moon. This is why we have nature and water. In order for you to create, for anybody to create, you need available energy. And depending on what you're creating, you don't have enough energy for that. So what do you have to do? You have to cipher off other people's energy. You're going to have to plug in to a stronger energy source. Why do you think they have circuits? Why do you think they have these extra plugs and shit? Why do you think to make certain gadgets run, it need a certain amount of current? Ashe. Somebody say amen because we're talking truth. Why do you think that is? So you are unknowingly feeding other people's future and then complaining about why they spending their months and weeks on yachts, going on vacations, making multi-millions, doing all the things that you think you're supposed to be doing. Why? Because they're ciphering off your energy and you are unknowingly allowing it because you think that making money is greater than you ascending in consciousness. You think that being the next billionaire or millionaire or the next sunshine star or the next great influencer or the next TikTok phenomenon is greater than your spiritual ascension. It's greater than you taking power and reclaiming your power and instead of allowing other people to cipher it off. Okay, let's tell the truth here. We not I'm stepping on somebody's toes. Yeah, we stepping on somebody's toes today. You need your toes stepped on until it make you say golly. Ashe, what is energy harvesting? Spiritual and psychological acts. Pardon me. Spiritual and psychological, meaning dealing with your psyche. One of your most invaluable resources is your mind, your conscious, well, it's not consciousness, is your supercomputer, your database. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Energy harvesting is the spiritual and psychological act of extracting. Ooh, I want y'all to hear me, so I'm going to slow it down just a little bit for you. I'm going to slow it down. Energy harvesting is a spiritual and psychological act of extracting life force from another life force. So if you're wondering why you're drained, if you're wondering why you feel powerless, if you're wondering why you cannot create the things that you're supposed to create experience-wise, it's because people, places, things, and entities are ciphering off and extracting your life force because you're too damn willingly ignorant to do something about it. Ashe? How are they doing this, you say, Venus? How are they doing this? How are they extracting my life force? Your attention. Attention flows where energy grows. Energy grows where your attention is flowing. That's how you're feeding them. I tell y'all all the time, what you feed gains power and what you starve loses its power. So every time you knowingly or unknowingly give your power away, guess who's losing invaluable power? Guess who's losing their essence? Guess who's decelerating? Guess who's descending? Guess who's destructing? Guess who's withering away? Guess who's falling apart? Meanwhile, you see the ones over there. Y'all know the ones that should be miserable, happy as all ever, as all get out. Why? Because they not only have their energy, now they have your energy. Now you're depleted, right? Master manipulators in both physical and spiritual realms target your pain points, target your traumas, they target your insecurities, they target your deep unmet needs. Why? Because you want a quick fix, like a ad. Because you want a quick fix, because you don't want to do anything. Because some of y'all like being a victim. Some of y'all like being stroked and coddled. Some of y'all like being lied to. Some of y'all like being led astray. Some of y'all just love it so much. And for all things that are righteous, why would you want to do that? Y'all need to hear that again. Master manipulators, both physically and spiritually, right? Do y'all even understand entities and their purpose? And you wondering why your ancestors ain't fucking with you. You wondering why you cannot hear quote unquote God. You wondering why you're left alone, seemingly. You wondering why you don't have your ancestors that are helping you to push you through. Why? Because they see that you don't want to grow. They see that you don't want to learn. They see that you are a lover of the realm more than you are a lover of the spirit, of the soul. They see you don't give a damn about yourself. They see you all talk and no action. I know a lot of people like that. And I know y'all know a lot of people like that. Peace to the power, peace to the power. All lives matter, Black lives matter. I'm all for the Black people. I'm all for the white people. I'm all for the people. I'm all for prosperity and all of this other bullshit you keep talking, but all you doing is running your mouth. All you're doing is feeding the same entities that are feeding off of you and wondering why you're getting so drained. And you back at it the next day, all day, every day. You spending life on TikTok and not your family. Every waking moment, you brushing your teeth on TikTok, social media, you whatever it is. You're eating, you're dealing with your children. No wonder why and nothing is sacred no more. Your every waking moment. Peace, abstract mind. How are you, my love? Welcome in. Your every moment. When are you with yourself if you're spending 8 to 12 hours on social media trying to become the next phenomenon? Why? Because you become what you consume. This is why I made that video the other day. I don't even spend as much time on social media as a lot of people do. Every time you open up the damn app, you hearing TikTok alert, TikTok trend, TikTok trend, TikTok trend. It's like a whole bunch of NPCs and like a fucking Venus. Hold on. Excuse my language. Excuse my language, TikTok. I'm gonna tone down. And just like a person that is mentally enslaved, you go running. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. So when are you actually having time for yourself? Unless you're resting, unless you're sleeping, getting ready to do all the foolishness again today, just like robots. When are you going to realize that you're not an NPC? When are you going to realize that they are all distractions, that it is all by design, that a lot of you are not living in your purpose because you're too busy feeding someone else's purpose. You're too busy feeding someone else's selfishness and their desires. Infinite gratitude. Peace. 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 Let the truth be said out loud. Meanwhile, half of these people that have all of these luxury items behind them, you think they do that for a reason? And some of them are telling you the truth. Some of them are telling you they buying and spending thousands upon thousands of dollars in mansions that isn't theirs, all for social media presence. They're telling you that they are going in debt, buying shit that they don't need, all for social media presence. Also, they can get their moment of limelight and shine. They literally telling you the truth. It's right in your face. It's not like it's hidden. Not only is it all around you, it's in you. What do you think your DNA is? Ashe? So it's time for us it's time for us to be uncomfortable. It's time for the coddling to stop. It's time for somebody to finally love you enough to tell you to get your shit gone. Eliminate your shit. Don't get your shit together, because the shit is what got you here in the first place. Eliminate your shit. Raise your level of consciousness. Start reclaiming back your energy. We hearing all of this hoopla about how you manifest this, how you manifest this, how you dot, 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 dot. This is how you attract a love. This is how you attract him or her. This is how you make them fall in love with you. This is how you seduce him. This is how you psychologically manipulate people. All of this stuff is going on, and you're consuming all of it, and it's depleting you. It's depleting you. They exploit your wounds and keep you emotionally hooked, just like addicts. Energetically feeling low, mentally confused, because they're feeding off of your chaos while appearing to be your savior. I don't give a damn about, oh, I'm your sister in this, I'm your brother in this, and I love you and I want you. Yeah? Well, how are you leading by example? How are you going to teach me how to reclaim my power back? Because right now, everywhere you look, it's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about money. Meanwhile, you just sacrificing your most invaluable essence, and that is your life force. How many times are we going to keep being fooled? Fool me once, shame on them. Fool me twice, double shame on you. Because the second go around, you should have known better. And today we are learning to do better. No more excuses, no more justifications, no more rhymes or reason. Stop consuming things that is not for you. Even if they are for you right now, at least start caring about yourself enough to start minimizing your consumption. So yeah, you'll give them your hard-earned money. You'll give them your hard-earned money. Why? Because they have pressed upon your disparity for so long. They conditioned you for so long. They done walked spells around you. Some of these people are working spells around you nonstop, and you don't even realize it. Why do you think subliminal messages is so powerful? Why do you think they put all of these symbols and symbolisms? And my loves, please don't think that I'm ignoring you. I am just in the spirit realm right now, and in this realm, giving you the truth, because a lot of y'all need help. A lot of y'all need help, and I'm doing my part in giving you the information that's going to set you free. Ricky Green, how are you, my love? Why do you think subliminal messaging and marketing is so powerful? They subliminally place fear or worthlessness spells upon you, keeping you addicted to these things, people, and places, keeping you dependent on them. Right? Perpetrating as the savior, perpetrating as the solutionist, perpetrating as the strategist, perpetrating as the one who's going to solve it all. What are spells, my love? What Venus, what do you mean? A spell isn't something that you cast with candles and chats. Come on, love, we got to wake up. A spell is anything that reprograms your mind. And if you are not in control of minding your business, what do I mean? If you're not in control of your mind, if you're not in control of your thoughts, if you're not in control of your energy, if you're not in control of your vibrations, if you're not in control of what you consume, you are I almost said that too loosely. You're not a victim. There ain't no victims around here, because ain't nobody forcing you to do anything. Ashe? Ain't nobody forcing you to anything. Words spoken over you. Like, you can become the next millionaire. You can become the next TikTok phenomenon. You can become the next influencer. You are purpose to do this, and you are purpose to do that. How the fuck do you know? If we're not in control, we are being controlled. Ashe. So it is imperative you understand this. Imperative. Unless you want to keep on being an NPC, unless you like being the victim and not the victor, unless you like being powerless, unless you like, not mastering yourself. It is because we are refusing to relearn and remember who we are. You're refusing to be detached from what's unhealthy, from the unhealthy addictions. Your addictions of becoming a connoisseur of consumption is draining you lifeless. Some of your addictions to being a connoisseur of your addictions is draining you lifeless. A lot of y'all have beliefs that are not your own. A lot of the pain and suffering is not yours. It's not even your ancestors. So y'all need to understand this. Mind control is spiritual warfare. It's always been. It's always been. One who controls the mind controls the behaviors. So Massa don't need to whoop your ass no more. Massa don't need to whoop you into shape no more. Massa don't need to over the head no more. Massa just need to implant enough subliminal messages and you are automatically going to conform to doing their bidding without them even forcing you to do it. Right? Just think about it. Why are we continuing to shrink spiritually? The power of suggestion. Do anybody know? Type me in the comments if you ever heard of suggestion. The power of suggestion. How many of you heard of that term? Put in the comment section. And infinite gratitude for you all being here. Me, you heard of it? Yup. Black Sam. Chef. So while I re-educate some of y'all, okay, and the ones that know this, just bear with me. Suggestion, the power of suggestion is mind control, and they have been using this tactic to do the bidding of a lot of, read between the lines, of all the unrighteous practices from all the unrighteous people whom we know who they are. I'm not going to say them here on these social media streets. What is suggestion? How powerful is suggestion? You think you're just talking to people. Some of y'all think that y'all just listening to people. You're just listening to music. Oh, it's my jam. I'm just listening to it. I'm rocking out. Some of y'all just think y'all just moving and grooving and listening to people, right? Some of y'all just think that, oh, it's just information. It's just conversation. It's just dialogue. No. Some of those people are master unrighteous manipulators. Some of those people are planted in your life to do one thing and one thing only. Plant suggestions that is going to keep you mentally, spiritually, energetically dull, deaf, dumb, blind, and docile. You see, when a thought is suggested repeatedly, this is why I say repetition, infinite gratitude. This is why I say repetition equals retention. The more, remember in the beginning, what you feed gains power, what you loses power. Every time that seed, every time that thought enters your mind, that suggestion that was once this small is now this big. So no wonder why you feel such a strong pull to do things you know isn't you. You know isn't righteous. Why you feel such a strong pull to say certain things. How many of y'all said something was like, oh shit, where that came from? Suggestions. When a thought is suggested repeatedly enough times, when it's fed enough time, especially by people you trust, because it's in most of the time we are least vulnerable. We are not least vulnerable. We are more vulnerable when the suggestions are coming from people that we trust. And I'm not saying don't mistrust anybody. Most of the time, those suggestions, and they don't even know it. Why? Because we continue to recycle these same unhealthy programs, passing them down from generation to generation to generation to generation. Ashe, ah, ashe, ashe. And I know what I know. One of the primary reasons I exist on this plane is to wake you up, to remind you who you are, to lift the veil over your head, to also plant seeds in your mind that hopefully you begin to feed on your own. I'm getting goosebumps right now. I'm feeling this in my soul, in my being right now. There are those who plant seeds of righteousness and those who plant seeds of unrighteousness, those who plant seeds of creation and those who plant seeds of destruction. And I came to give you a gentle but severe warning. If you don't get your shit eliminated and raise your level of consciousness, the consequences are going to be severely harder than anything you ever imagined. So when thoughts are repeated, especially by people you trust, you admire, and or fear, they begin to bypass your neurological systems, governing systems, your logic, your ability to think for yourself, to decipher and distinguish for yourself. They begin to bypass what you know is true, what you know is righteous, what you know is good, and then your subconscious start accepting that suggestion. And you just, by default, live it out. So over time, you mistaken the suggestion as your own belief system, as something that you did, as something that you created. Then y'all watch Scandal. What was Olivia Pope father name? He mentioned this. He mentioned this practice. He mentioned this inside one of them scenes. It was one of the greatest scenes ever. It is a powerful unrighteous mind manipulating tactic. They don't have to force you anymore. They just have to plant the seed in you. And some of us just ignorantly just watering it. Every time we repeat it, every time we do something, every time we say it again, every time we do these things, we continually repeat it. So why are most of us descending? It is because we are normalizing dysfunction. Ashe? We are normalizing the dysfunction. We are glorifying trauma bonding. Oh, sis. Oh my goodness, I know what you mean. I was with a narcissistic too. I went through it. Oh, sis, I know what it mean. My family did me dirty like that too. Bro, I know what it mean. Like I was brought up in the trenches too, bro. Like like glorifying trauma. The stories you repeat are the stories you continually relive. Rewarding emotional numbness, right? Prioritizing attention, where your attention is going, where it's not supposed to go, over you having awareness. Promoting the idea that someone else holds the key and that you don't, and you do. Peace, Richard, how are you? Everything you need to ascend and elevate and tap into your own Akashic records is within you. But we don't want to do that because it requires you to relearn. It requires you to get mentorship. It requires you to be uncomfortable. It requires you to exchange what's not good for you for something that is good for you. It's going to require for you to be stretched and pulled and remolded and reprogrammed, which is why I teach mental reprogramming, because that is probably one of the most unrighteous manipulating tactics that they use. Yep, trauma bonding is powerful. Yes, I'm an Army veteran. I understand what it is. Rennie, how are you, my love? Right? Promoting ideas that's not your own to make you feel like what? What's going on to what? All we money. Hey, money. As to make you feel like money is the solution to all your internal and external issues. How many of you know that money isn't going to solve your inferiority? How many of you know that money isn't going to solve your low self-esteem? Ashe, really. How many of you know that money isn't going to solve you feeling hopeless and not belonging? You feeling lonely? How many of you know that money isn't going to solve any of those things? How many of you know that until every experience that you are experiencing in this realm is to remind you of your primary purpose? One of your primary purposes as a living organism, as a living soul, as consciousness that is embodied by this vessel, is to ascend and not descend. And so, yes, I get it that it's uncomfortable because you've been doing this shit forever. Your mother been doing it. Your father did it. Your granny did it. Your grandpa did it. Your siblings did it. Your sisters did it. They sisters did it. They grandmas did it. It didn't make it right. And we're damn sure not going to blame them because a lot of them did the best they could with what they had. You can't give what you don't have. So if you don't have wisdom, you can't hand it down. If you don't have intelligence, you can't hand it down. If you don't have pure love, you can't hand it down. If you don't have the ability and the know-how to do it, you can't hand it down. So what we keep doing, repeating unhealthy cycles until you stop it. It's not up to nobody else to stop it. It's up to you to stop it. This is why some of you feel like I'm the black sheep. This is why some of you don't fit into crowds where you don't belong. This is why some of you feel real just out of place when you're around some people. This is why a lot of you feel uncomfortable around alcohol. This is why a lot of you feel uncomfortable around alcohol, not wine, alcohol, because if you understood what you was actually doing to yourself and what you were actually doing to yourself by being around a bunch of people that's drinking all day, every day, partying, doing all this, and what they're unknowingly doing is practicing satanic worshiping. Do any of y'all know the etymology of strong alcohol? Come on now. Alcohol. Spirits. Entities. So no wonder why you feel uncomfortable around a bunch of people drinking. I knew that I have ascended to the next level in my conscious awareness when I started to feel very uncomfortable when I went out. Just regular just like lounges or whatever it is. I felt so out of place, and they wasn't doing anything unrighteous. They wasn't arguing with each other. Nobody was fighting. Nobody was pew-pewing. Nobody was doing nothing. But my spirit was so agitated. My soul was so agitated because I know, because of who I am and because of who I became and because what I body. I did not belong amongst them entities. Okay, I did not belong amongst those alcools. I did not belong in front of embodying Aten worshipers. Put an S there. Aten worshipers. And a lot of you feel like that. So a lot of you, so don't say you don't know. Don't say you don't know any better. Don't say nobody never taught you. You embody ancient wisdom in your DNA since the beginning and the conception of what we call time, space, the multiverse, the universe, the multi-universe. All of that is within you. All of that is within you. You're just unable, well, not you, but some of us is unable to tap into it because we can't sit with ourselves long enough to tap into the parts of us that is going to, guess what? Break off them telomeres that is on our DNA, that is on our cells. That has the information, the divine wisdom and correction, because we too busy trying to be the next TikTok influencer. Because we too busy trying to be whoever and what we're not. Now, I'm not saying give up your ambitions. I'm not saying just throw your goals, your dreams, your hopes in the garbage. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that at least give a fraction of the time for your mental, spiritual, soulful, conscious elevation. Just as much as you give the attention and feed in other things. That's it. I'm not telling you to give up. You don't have to give up anything, because a lot of y'all are supposed to experience things that you experience. But a lot of y'all still ain't getting what you should have gotten. Damn. So we're hearing people saying, oh, in order for you to be abundant, you got to do this. In order for you to get abundant, you got to do this. In order for you to attract, you got to do this. And they're talking about nervous system and things they can't even explain. Hence the reason that that was a part of the encouragement of me doing this special, unique live today. We telling the truth. We stepping on some toes. We're exposing some things. Because I heard, and it's not the first time this creator regurgitated things that I said. Because I used to support this certain creator. And I said certain things because I liked the direction in which she was going. And the very next day I showed up, just popped up in her live to support. She was saying the same things I was saying in the comment section. Baby girl, don't do that. Don't be a fucking parakeet. And if you are going to be a parakeet, at least take the time to do some studies so you can regurgitate it with confidence instead of stupidity. So we're hearing a lot about do this and do that and do this and do that. And we're being deceived because we're not taught what is correct. So let me just let you know. Let me just put you on notice. This is one of the things that I'm dispelling about manifestation, creation, consciousness, alignment. What else? What's another word? What's another word? Let me change the slide over here. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you, YT. Right? So let's do this dragon the puzzle while I get my thoughts together. Okay? So let's talk about this, right? Attracting, creating, magnetizing, all of them very, very true. But here's what I want to dispel. Peace, T. How are you, my love? Listen to me and listen to me very, very clear. You, beautiful soul, creator, co-creator of your reality and your life. We're not going to get into why I say co-creator. That's another time. You are always manifesting. You are always creating, co-creating. You are always attracting, and you are always experiencing abundance. The question you need to ask yourself is the 5 W's, right? and you are always in alignment. So when you hear people say, oh, you're not in alignment for this, or you're not in alignment for that, when you understand universal principles, when you understand you are always experiencing what you need to experience, you are always experiencing and receiving abundance. And what is the question? Who is the question? When is the question? Why is the question? Because those of you who are familiar with my teachings, I tell you that there are two whys you need to understand: your external why and your internal why, right? Those are the questions. So you are always attracted. It's not that you are powerless. It's not that you don't know how to attract. You are doing it all day, every day, even when you sleep, because this is what the consciousness is. Consciousness creates. And because you are a co-creator, the infinite consciousness cannot violate the premises and the practices and laws it is governed by, because it is the governance. It cannot violate what you want, when you want it, how you want it, why you do it, when it's not going to violate. This is why we experience an abundance of poverty or an abundance of wealth. This is why you are always in alignment with poverty or in alignment with wealth. This is why you are always creating opportunities that's going to elevate you and opportunities that's going to de-elevate you. So let's be very clear. That understanding alone is going to help save a lot of y'all. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Somebody put yes, yes, yes in the comments. Come on now, because I don't ever want you to come over here. We came to correct some incorrections. We came to align some things that is misaligned. Okay, you are always in alignment. The question is what you're in alignment with. Okay. And also, if you're in alignment with this is why I say I teach you self-mastery. Everything under the planet is under self-mastery, because when you understand how to master the principles of self-mastery, you move to embodying the principles of self-mastery, then you start to gain higher states of consciousness, and you can co-create what you want, who you want, when you want it. It doesn't matter the why. So you have a lot of miseducated misfits talking about creation, talking about attraction, talking about alignment, talking about neuroscience. Okay, you see, let me tell you something. When I said we all are inspired, I was inspired. One of my favorite inspirations is Dr. Joe Dispenza. So you know what I did? I said, you know what? This is in a field where I dwell. This is in a realm in which I teach. So you know what I started doing? I started studying. I started putting in the work, doing my due diligence, because I didn't just want to repeat what he said. I wanted to embody what he said so I can help somebody else. I can't help you if I regurgitated what's in the echo chamber, because all the people who are echoing and parakeeting shit don't understand it to teach you how to elevate in it. Why? Because they don't even embody it. They're just talking about it because it sounds good. Ashe, awareness is the primary reason why some of us are so lost. So lost. Because you have a bunch of ignorant misfits, uneducated, self-proclaimed mentors and coaches and gurus and all of the, and it's disgusting. And I'm like, please sit down. Sit down. Divine, how are you, my love? Sit down and shut up. Shut up. Because you are unknowingly misdirecting other souls. And that I have a problem with. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. The primary reason why so many of us need, this is why I always tell you, you need a qualified mentor. I'm not saying don't trust mentors, coaches. What I'm telling you is that at least know enough so you can choose wisely. You can tell when someone embodies a principle and when they're just regurgitating it. Energy do not lie, even though it can be manipulated. It will never lie to you, though. And since you are a conscious being, since you are energy, you have no rhyme, reason, justification, or excuse why you saying, go ahead, girl, yes, boy, yes, bro. Oh, you telling it now. You telling it now. You can't tell somebody who's full of shit from full of nothing. They all look the same, they all sound the same, but they all still are in the same, not the same, they all in a worse fucking place or seemingly in the same place. No growth, no nothing. What are you doing? Your reality is your receipts. What is your receipts, my love? Show those receipts. Talking about you got receipts. Show me the money. Show me the receipts. I want to see the receipts. Because you can lie to us all you want to. You can lie to yourself all you want to, baby, but reality don't lie. And if a lot of y'all houses was open and then you done opened the blinds inside your consciousness, a lot of people would see the frauds that you are. Talking about I'm about my people. How are you about your people if you don't even remember who you are? How you trying to tell somebody how to elevate? How you trying to tell somebody how to master self when you don't understand what mastery is? How you trying to teach somebody how to attract something when you don't understand the archetypes of the universal laws? How you gonna try to tell somebody how to manifest something when you on the lowest level there is? How are you trying to tell somebody to be a conscious creator when you got all when you doing all type of shit that I can tell you doing, because I used to do it too. And we, baby, but when they say what recognizes real, recognize real. How you trying to do that? And because you don't know any better, you like, oh, okay, here. Let me get this. Because you believe in this one trick, two trick pony shit that's going around, because you so damn desperate. You just like, okay. And that's that. Listen, I'm trying to set you free. I'm not being insincere. I'm being honest. I'm not being sincere. Kemp, how are you, my love? I'm not being sincere. I'm being honest. This is called honesty. And a lot of y'all need people that's going to be honest with you. That's divine love. I'm not only here to inspire you, to motivate you. I'm also here to tell you the truth. The undesirable truth. That's agape love. That's pure love. But you think it's always supposed to feel good? We so used to sipping on sugar and syrup, we don't want any medicinal anything. I'm here to remind you to reclaim your power. Reclaim your energy. Reclaim your divinity. Reclaim your sovereignty. What do you think sovereignty is? The ability to govern your being. The ability to govern yourself and stop letting other people govern it for you. I'm here to remind you to reclaim your innocence and stop acting like you are out of your mind. Get in back to your mind. I'm here to remind you to reclaim your wisdom and your confidence and your ability and your will and drive and your divine purposes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Reclaim your mind. Wake up, family. Wake up, family. It's okay. Don't take this as a dig. It's okay. What you did a minute ago, let it stay there. What you do now is going to determine your future. What's done is done. Let it stay there. Don't keep giving life to it. Start calling back your essence. Stop allowing people to cipher off your essence and your life force. Stop it. You're not stupid. You're not ignorant. You're not dumb. If you are a pure soul, you are raw, just powerful, infinite power and consciousness. Kemp, what's up, love? So enough of this being a people pleaser. Enough of this, oh, I'm humbled. Stop it. Stop dimming your light to appease someone else's insecurities. Stop dimming your light because someone doesn't know that they can shine brighter. Stop playing small because you're making others feel smaller. Stop doing that. Stop making yourself shrink to make other people's inferiorities feel bigger and polarized. You too big for that. Your spirit is too big for that. Your infinity is too big for that. Do you even know what infinity is? Do you even know what power, raw power, and consciousness is? It's too big for you to be playing so small. Stop with this humble shit. Matter of fact, not matter of fact, matter of fact. What? Hold on. I want y'all to hear it because some of y'all love Google. What does humble mean? Because a lot of y'all like to. Let's see what Google say. Let's see what Google say about it. For all y'all talking about, oh, I'm so humble. Be humble. I so humble. Let me tell you what you're really casting over yourself. Let me tell you the spell that you're spelling over yourself. Let me tell you how you're destroying your children, telling them to be humble. How you are shrinking your children's power and their confidence, talking about be humble. I'm sick of this shit. Be humble. What does the dictionary, what does good old Google say about humble? 1, having or showing a modest or low. Can I say that again? I'm stuck right there. I don't know if y'all stuck right there, but I'm stuck right there. Humble, having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. I don't know about you, but my perception and the way I transmute words, spells, and all of that is on 1,000. What I just heard is F you, it's all about me. That's what I heard. I don't know what you heard, but that's what I heard. This is what humble means. Having or showing a modest or low estimate. Low. Focus on low and focus on own importance. Why would you want to feel unimportant because someone else feels unimportant, unworthy, unqualified, undignified, inferior? Wild. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Wow, that's wild. Whenever I hear people saying that, I'd be like, ugh. Why did you say that? Peace, Michelle. How are you, my love? Hi. How are you and your family? I don't know about you, but it's time to stop playing small. Y'all need to understand the words that you're using because words are spells and you're just fucking your life up. And the people you care about, having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. Tiana, does that sound like something you want to do? I know it don't sound like something that baby, listen. Baby, when it comes to my self-important, baby, I'm important. I don't know about you, I'm important. And I'm not dimming my light just because you're unable to turn yours up. You it's not that you don't have the inability to shine bright, because you do. We all do. But if you expect me to turn down my shine, if you expect me to turn down my turn up, if you expect me to dim my intelligence, lower my self-esteem, my self-worth, all because you don't embody what I embody, you got me 10 times twisted. 10 times twisted. But let me help you unravel it real quick, because you got two choices. If you're near me, near my circumference, or in my vortex, you are either going to shine as bright as me, or you're going to about face forward march out of my world, my life, my vortex, and I ain't going to give a damn about what you talking about. Why are you getting out of my life? I will not devalue myself. I will not act like I'm inferior because you stupid. You choosing to be stupid. I will not dim my light because you can't find your dial or your turn up. I will not. No, baby. Let's move on. 12 laws of meta. What do you think meta is? We don't understand meta. Meta beyond. Okay, let's get back to the master class. Right? Don't do that. Don't dim your light. Don't dim your light, okay? We don't understand things like mentalism, okay? We don't, and that's what we should understand, because we are all of these things. We are governed by these things. The only ones that can ever be unrighteously manipulated, controlled, hexed, or place spells upon them are weak-minded and weak-willed people. I say that with all due respect. The only people that can be controlled are weak-minded and weak-willed. Why do you think that is? Because the first mental law is mentalism. Why? The all is mind. And if you don't have control over your mind, guess what? Someone is controlling it for you. So why wouldn't you want to understand the 12 meta laws that govern everything you do in your entire existence and everything in existence? Why wouldn't you want to understand the law of correspondence? Why wouldn't you want to understand that? Why wouldn't you want to understand the law of vibration? Not just what people are saying surface level, because if you keep thinking surface level, you're gonna keep getting surface level results. Your core vibration is such a commodity, people will rob, steal, cheat, bang for it. They've been doing everything in their will to gain control over your mind. And you mean to tell me you don't understand how important your mind is? How invaluable your mind is? And you worried about protecting a car? You worried about protecting a material shit? You talking about protecting a home? You're talking about protecting a shoe? You're talking about protecting a pair of sneakers? You're talking about protecting what? When there's people out here ciphering your mind, your energy, your vibration. You mean to tell me you don't want to understand polarity to the point where there is no separatism? You get what you give. What's on one side is also on the other side. It's just a different degrees. Love and hate is on the same parallel line. They're just different degrees. Ashe, infinite gratitude, Big Chef, because I see you over here. Infinite gratitude. Infinite gratitude for what you do. Infinite gratitude. Why wouldn't you want to understand cause and effect? Because a lot of y'all thinking that y'all can just keep throwing rocks and one ain't going to be thrown back at you. Don't you understand that what you throw is also what you're going to catch? You think you going to continue throwing blows and you ain't going to catch fades? Are you serious? You think you can keep doing shit and it's not going to be returned back to you? Baby, you get what you give. You catch what you threw. It ain't no hide in no hands. Just because you throw a rock and hide your hands, baby, don't mean your face ain't going to get rocked. Because that rock could get hit. That rock can be thrown. It can look, your whole body is a target, so you can keep thinking that you can hide your hands if you want to, baby. You gonna catch the fade. You keep throwing fades out here like they fucking lollipops, and guess what? You gonna catch a whole bunch of them throwing right back. Why wouldn't you want to understand the law of gender outside of sexual orientation? Right? Janet, how are you, my love? Mama, how are you, my love? Mama overloaded. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Why wouldn't you want to understand? Because all of these things govern who you are. Why wouldn't you want to understand how to master alchemy when you're an alchemist? This isn't just fancy stuff I'm talking, my love. Welcome in, my loves. Tiana, infinite gratitude for helping out in the house. This is in the house. We family. Why wouldn't you want to understand that? Why wouldn't you? Do you not understand another one of your primary purposes as a living organism, as super consciousness, as raw consciousness, as the it all be all, baby, you it. And I'm telling you, I'm reminding you, you it. Why wouldn't you want to understand how to transmute energy? You're the alchemist. Alchemize your energy. Every time you get discombobulated, every time you lose your entire mind, every time you get so just lost, okay, when somebody says something or done something, guess what? They just transmuted and alchemized your own energy. You just gave them power over your energy. So when I say reclaim your power, I'm talking about gain some discipline. I'm talking about sit your ass down and admit to yourself, be transparently honest that you don't know what you don't know. And that you need mentorship and that you need guidance. By the way, that is one of my services I offer. I've been teaching and mentoring self-mastery for 15 plus years. I can definitely help you raise your level of consciousness, help you understand all of these things better. Not only understand them, but embody them. Why wouldn't you want to understand the divine law of oneness? Why? Because the programs teach you that, oh, I'm separate. You're not like me. I'm not like her. Blah, blah. They teach you about being interdependent. They teach you about being independent, instead of interdependent, oneness. Do y'all understand chemistry? Biology? Okay? If I have a child, if I birth a child, me and that child is still connected. We are still one, even though that child now has its own avatar. We are still connected. We are still one. You don't see me looking like a tree. I'm not a tree, but I am interconnected, interwoven with the tree because the tree is also conscious. The tree is also living. You are not independent of a lot of things they told you you are independent from. Why wouldn't you want to understand that on a deeper level? Why wouldn't you want to understand that on a deeper level? But these are the things that they teach you. They teach you how to be jealous of one another. They teach you that one person is doing this and one person is doing that. They teach you that everything is separate from each other, and it's really not. The law of separatism is a lie. It is the law of divine oneness, and what you should know, what you should remember, and what you should embody, because it'll help you make a lot of wise decisions when it comes to your life and the life of your loved ones. Ashe? Why wouldn't you want to understand that? We must understand meta laws, because these are the invisible intrinsic. Do y'all understand what intrinsic means? It means that it's something that is intangible. Not something that you don't have. Just because you don't see the air don't mean it's not filling up your lungs. Universal meta laws are intrinsic. They are the invisible architectures that governs all creation. Whether or not you know it or not, believe it or not, accept it or not, reject it or not. This is why I don't like religions that teach you to go outside of yourself to be empowered. I don't like religions that teach you to go outside of yourself to be empowered instead of going within to tap into your inner power. That's crazy to me. Meta laws are there to help remind you that you can literally create the experiences in this lifetime that you want. That person over there and that person over there isn't making the amount of money that they making because they were naturally selected by the money commissioner. There's no fucking money commissioner. Some people are not making the money that they're not making because they don't understand a lot of things. Simply that. They're just ignorant to a lot of things. That's a whole nother masterclass. There are a lot of us who feel lonely and who feel separate from and not one with because we don't understand a lot of things. Yes, everything we need, we possess inside. Ashe, chef. A lot of people are lonely, right? Don't have a companion, lying, saying, "Oh, I love my lonely life. I'm a single life. I don't want a man. I don't want a woman." And for some of them, yeah, they may not want one for whatever reason. That's your business. But I know a lot of them are lying. So there are people right now that are in happy relationships, no matter what season they're in, they are constantly choosing each other. And you think that they were chosen to experience such love by the love commissioners? Who the fuck is the love commissioners? Who the fuck is the love governors? This false rhetoric and misconceived ideologies is just blowing a lot of y'all. These are the divine frameworks that we need to understand. So when you understand these laws, you stop living by accident. You stop unknowingly giving away your inherited power that you need, by the way, to co-create the things that you want. This is how you move from being a victim to the victor. This is how you move from being powerless to powerful. This is how you move from descending to ascending. This is how you move from being addicted to so many people, places, and things, then being wisely detached, unattached from so many people, places, and other things that don't serve you no goddamn way. Right? You are raw, limitless. Do you understand what limitless means? You are pure consciousness. You are raw, limitless consciousness, the source sparks, the awareness, the one that's doing the observing, the observer and the observed, the source, the intuitive, the infinitely creative. What does that even mean, Venus? It means that you can do whatever you want, have whatever you want, even if it's unhealthy for you. And if you don't think that's the truest truth you will ever hear again, just look at your life. Look at some of y'all lives, especially those of you who experience a lot of things that y'all don't want to. Ashe, your essence, your purpose, to create, to perceive, to unify, to expand beyond your limitations. Because what they told you is that you're limited. What they told you is that you only use 10% of your brain. Who the fuck said that anyway? Who said that anyway? And I am not gonna I'm gonna raise my hand and say, I don't know what possessed me to believe that when I believe that. Who said that? And why in all the goodness in the world that we accept that we only use 10% of our brain? That's literally the stupidest shit that I've heard since I've raised my level of consciousness. This is the eternal self. How are you going to be so limited and only use 10% of your brain when you are limitless, when you are infinite consciousness, when you are a part of and connected with everything that exists, when you exist on multi-dimensions at the same damn time, and you're going to tell me that I'm only using 10% of my brain? Come on now. That never said right, like, what? That sounds crazy, because it is. That it is. That is wild. Mind, mental, the mind, the mental body, the supercomputer. Do you know how important you are? Do you know how invaluable you are? Do you know what you can do if you just tap back in? But you need a mentor. Stop thinking that you can do this shit on your own. I didn't get to the level of mastery by myself. I still have a mentor. Mentors. One I consistently pay. The others don't even know they my mentors, but they my mentors. But I continually invest in my elevation, my acceleration. Okay? I've been doing this way past 15 years. I'll just say 15 plus, okay? To keep it cute. Okay? But I know what I know. You got people out there that know that they know. When it comes to this self-mastery thing, I know what I know. I've accomplished a lot of things, and I have a lot more to accomplish. I'm also a best-selling author. I've written 4 books, more than that, but 4 books to this day. Plant Love, Lover. How are you, my love? Right? Baby, I know what I know what I know. This is my lane. Like, I own my lane. This is my lane. I'm not saying that nobody else operate in it, but a lot of other people that operate in this lane that can teach you the things that I'm teaching you, they are not easily accessible to you. Why? Because they've reached the point where they like, hey, shit, if you don't got $500, if you don't got $350,000, you can't have a VIP day with me. Now, those are not just numbers I'm throwing out there. There's a literal person that I follow that I love his wisdom. I love his intellect. I love what he got going. He literally charges people $350,000 a day to spend a day with him. Baby, listen, you have to invest in yourself. You cannot. You are going to destroy. You're going to continually self-destruct. Here's a truth I need y'all to understand. And this is indisputable facts. As living organisms, as pure souls, one of your primary functions is to accelerate, is to grow. I've said this before. So if you're not doing accelerating, if you're not growing, if you're not expanding, that means you're doing the opposite. That means you're self-destructing. And a lot of y'all may not see the evidence of that right now. But it's not a fact of if you self-destruct completely and transition. It's the question of when, because none of us know that time. So why keep playing with your life? Why keep playing with your life like that? Why keep playing with your energy like that? Why do you keep allowing others to play with you like that? How many times are you going to dismiss the call? How many times are you going to ignore the taps on your shoulders, in your spirit, the external taps or the internal taps, and say, hey, you keep going down this path, and I'm doing the best I can to say, hey, we need to recorrect, we need to redirect. I don't force, I flow. So the choices that you make determines your outcome. right? The choices that you continually make is going to determine your outcome. And you need to understand that. You are consciousness. You are a bioelectromagnetic powerhouse. You have an energetic blueprint that is constantly communicating with the quantum realm, with which some of y'all call heaven, right? Zween, honey, how are you, my love? Pardon me if I mispronounce your name. I see the honey part. Right? You are a bioelectromagnetic powerhouse. But if you keep knowingly or unknowingly allowing others to keep ciphering off, harvesting your power, your energy, then my love, you are going to continually self-destruct. Because if you are under the misconception that the only consequences from you continuing to allow people to harvest your energy and cipher off your energy is fatigue, you are so mistaken. Yes, we are purposed to have a beautiful life experience, but it all can't be sunshine and rainbows and skittles. It all can't be happy-go-lucky. It all can't be the same. There must be nuances. Every level has different experiences, different unknowns that you need to embrace because you were purposed to embrace them. This idea that I have to chase the bag, I have to worry about the bag. This whole idea that I have to get 2 and 3 jobs. This whole idea that you can't retire yourself. This whole idea that you can't make it and provide for yourself and your family. This whole idea that you are powerless is crazy. Beyond crazy. This whole idea that you are not capable of owning your own energy, tapping into it. You are eternal, but it doesn't mean that you are going to eternally live in this particular vessel and in this reality. That's not a promise that the universe ever made to you. You have an infinite divine code and essence within you. Do you know how sad it is to know that people don't know their own essence, their own triune makeup? Do you even know how sad it is that people don't even understand that they are electromagnetic beings, that they are literal? We are literal magnets, walking powerful magnets. And the wildest thing is that if you understood that, you will also understand that magnets don't chase anything. They're not hustling harder. Magnets don't say, hey, yo, Mago, Maggot, Magza, Magzy, Magza. Hey, I need y'all to come over here. I need y'all to come over here. We got work to do. We got the. You don't hear magnets calling on a tribe. You don't hear magnets just chasing after other magnets, working real hard. You know why? Because magnets, even magnets, magnetism, magnet, mega, meta, magnets understand that it is also conscious. It is also electric. It is also magnetic. And all it have to do is simply be itself. Do y'all understand that? Magnets do what magnets were created to do, magnetize. So you don't have to chase anything. that you want, need, and or desire. You just have to be taught. You have to be willing to be trained. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. You need to be mentored on how to become the alchemist that you are. Because being a walking, living, powerful magnet is one aspect. When you incorporate the alchemist, now the alchemist is the one that transmutes the magnetism of the magnet. So if everything is energy, everything is magnetism. You don't have to hustle backwards, hustle harder. You don't have to do all of these things. You don't have to terrorize your body, your minds. You don't have to sell your soul. You don't have to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Well, I'll take that part back. You do have to do things that's going to make you uncomfortable. I'm talking about unrighteous things. Unrighteous things. You don't have to do unrighteous things that make you feel uncomfortable in order to provide for yourself. Because I understand living in survival mode, because that was once me. I was once hustling backwards. I was once the victim and loved being the victim. I was once the one that kept repeating the same traumatic stories. I was once the one that lived in my lower nature. I was once the one that just was so ignorant and oblivious to so many things. So I get it. I not only speak from that experience, I speak from a mastery embodiment. Because if I can do it, if I can understand, if I can embody, if I can practice, so can you. Because you're already doing it. You just don't understand how you're doing it. You don't understand why you're doing it. You don't understand when to do it and when not to do it. You don't understand where to do it and where not to do it. All masters have a master, and I don't mean the enslavement type. I mean whatever it is you want to master, you must first sit with the master, learn from the master. Do you understand what I'm saying? Bruce Lee had a master. Anyone who've ever reached a level of mastery did it by sitting with, I don't like saying sitting under, but sitting with the one who mastered the thing that they wanted to master. If you think you can do that in any other way, you are sadly mistaken. And if you don't understand meta laws, you know that there's are consequences and rewards. It's called cause and effect. For every cause, there is an effect, and for every effect, there is a cause. Please understand that you really need to stop playing with your life. If you say you love you the way you do, show it. I already told you how to do it. If you say you love your children, your loved ones, the way you say you do, show it. Act like it. Because without you acting, there's no action. Remember, polarity in the same truth applies for the other side of it. Not acting is also action. You cannot have one without the other. You're either on that side or this side. You're either moving forward or backward. You're either moving up or you're moving down. You're either ascending or you descending. And that's a fact. It's not to scare you. It is a fact, my love. I just snuck away from my physical therapist for a lot. It tickles me every time you say that. I love you, and infinite gratitude for putting you first, right? I need y'all to understand that. So say yes to you. Say yes to you. I won't It wasn't even a part of this live was it wasn't typically. This is the part where I tell you I do mentoring, I have books, I wasn't here. That wasn't the purpose for this particular live. It wasn't the purpose. However, I would be remiss if I did not extend the offer to say, if you ever need, if you ever are willing to take that first step, and if you feel and know that you connected with me for a divine reason, which you did, because nothing happens by luck, coincidence, or happenstance. If you're willing to take that next step, I am willing to take that next step for you. I mean, not for you, but with you. And I'll just leave it at that. If you click the link in my bio, it will give you all the information that you ever need. And if you ever have any questions, please DM me. However, just know that I live in Thailand. So I am 8 to 11 hours away from ahead of from where a lot of you live right now. Okay? So I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to keep that in mind. And right now, I'm going to open it up for any questions that you may have. I am going to, until next time, my YT live and the Stitch, is it called Stitch live? I'm going to until next time. Again, for those of you who are here with me on YT and Stitch, I think it's called Stitch. Twitch, that's what it's called, Twitch. My name is Venus M. Scott. I am an expert self-mastery mentor and educator, and I'm just here to show love. I'm here to remind you of some important things. I am here to walk with you, not for you. And if you ever need assistance in elevating or anything like that, and also just make sure you hit a like, follow, share, whatever you got to do. I'm new to Twitch, so whatever you got to do, follow me. I am brand new. I am going to commit to learning more about the platform so I can be more engaging. But until then, love you. I'll see you next time.